On this episode of China Uncensored, China is building a dystopian future straight out of 1984. I hope their handcuffs look like hot pink leg warmers. Chinese troops are amassing at the border near India. I assume they're in line for that new takeout curry place. And finally, Agent Smith goes to Washington. This is China Uncensored. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. 1984, Brave New World. Fahrenheit 451. Grim dystopian visions of a future gone wrong. But if you're the Chinese Communist Party, it's really just research material. Remember renowned science fiction author Philip K. Dick's short story, The Minority Report? Okay, remember the Tom Cruise summer blockbuster Minority Report? Crime is predicted before it happens, and nothing goes wrong. Well, now, the Chinese regime wants to try its hand at Precog Justice. Chinese companies are developing facial recognition software that analyzes hair color, facial dimensions, and skin color to predict criminal behavior. Well, they don't need computers to do that. They could just ask my racist Uncle Ted. What's that, Shelley? Oh, they're just analyzing those things to identify individuals, and then they're going to use it to predict crimes. That's still terrible. I mean, the Chinese Communist Party has already been doing a pretty good job of arresting people who haven't committed any crimes, but with this technology, they'll be able to arrest people before they haven't committed any crimes. China has also been setting up a nationwide social credit system that will rate every Chinese citizen by collecting big data on financial, legal, or social misdeeds. And almost 7 million people have already been punished. If only they had that facial recognition software earlier, they could have punished those 7 million people a long time ago. According to the Supreme People's Court, they were guilty of not repaying their debts. Now, they're banned from flying or taking high-speed trains. And if they happen to live in Jiangsu province, they might get this added bonus. If they owe the local court money, everyone who calls them will get a message that they owe money. That's ridiculous. Don't they know about WeChat? Who actually calls people these days? And speaking of our handheld computing devices, aka mobile phones, Big Brother is always watching. Especially if you're in Xinjiang in western China. The residents of Xinjiang's capital, Urumqi, are being forced to install a surveillance app on their phones. The app is called Web Cleansing, making our internet clean of any harmful information. The app is designed to track everyone all the time and make sure they're not involved in subversive activities, like visiting dangerous websites or having religious beliefs. And if you don't install the app voluntarily, police officers at checkpoints may stop you and force you to install it voluntarily. Speaking of religious beliefs, don't get any ideas if you're a Communist Party member, because China's top religious affairs regulator, yes, that's a thing in China, says that if you want to be in the Communist Party, you have to give up your religion or face punishment. Of course, you're not forced to join the Communist Party, but if you want to practice religion in China, you are forced to belong to a state-run church or temple, which is under the authority of the Communist Party. Unless, of course, you join the Communist Party, in which case you just directly belong to the Communist Party. But hey, maybe you're concerned the Chinese regime's dystopian policies aren't reaching far enough. Well, don't worry, because they're about to reach just a bit farther. The Hong Kong government, under totally no pressure from Beijing, has decided to lease part of a new high-speed rail station in Hong Kong to mainland China. This way, Chinese police can enforce Big Brother's laws inside Hong Kong. Pro-democracy lawmakers have expressed concern about it, but as I reported last week, enough of them have already been purged so that pro-Beijing lawmakers can do pretty much whatever they want. And to ensure that Chinese people can watch the latest dystopian hits, China has built a new movie theater right here, on an artificial island China built in the disputed waters of the South China Sea. Because everyone knows, once you've built a movie theater, that means you've won the territorial dispute. But don't worry, moviegoers will be able to eat their popcorn in peace because this island is defended by female soldiers known as the Fighting Sunflowers. Oh wait, my mistake. They're actually called the Most Beautiful Sunflowers. Here they are, striking fear into the hearts of China's enemies with their accordions. I'm sure Vietnam is running scared now. Moving on to more serious matters, as we mentioned a few weeks ago, the Chinese regime is in Djibouti. That's where they're building China's first overseas military base. Their Djibouti base is so big, you can see it from space. It's even bigger than we expected. These satellite photos from Stratfor show they've been literally drilling into Djibouti to expand their military base underground. Speaking of the Chinese military, closer to home, they seem to be preparing for whatever it is that's going to go down in North Korea. They've been establishing a new border defense brigade, 24-hour video surveillance of the mountainous frontier backed by aerial drones and bunkers to protect against nuclear and chemical blasts. There have also been reports about amassing troops along the border. U.S. officials have said military action is on the table to deal with the North Korean regime, and North Korea just said if the U.S. tries anything, this time they really will launch a nuclear strike at the U.S. For reals. Yes, they will, quote, strike a merciless blow at the heart of the U.S. with our powerful nuclear hammer. But the joke's on Kim Jong-un. You'll never destroy the real America. We have hundreds of Cracker Barrels. And finally, China has banned Justin Bieber for inappropriate behavior. Although the Chinese regime gave no specifics, it can safely be said that this makes up for anything the Communist Party ever did or will do. Okay, maybe not everything, but maybe, I don't know, the anti-rightist movement. And coming up after the break, a border dispute between China and India is heating up, and neither side wants to back down. I'm sure everything will be fine. For the media. You know you love me, I know you care. Just visit ChinaUncensored.tv and I'll be there. Baby, 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 oh. You can watch the full half-hour episode right now if you just click here.